All right, TikTok's up and running.
Let me know when
YouTube's
you
up
got
and
Facebook.
running.
Let me know when you got Facebook going.
Facebook should be starting here pretty soon. You're right there, buddy. Don't die on me now.
Wrong pipe.
All right.
There it is.
All right, we're all up and running. Everything is up and running. Donnie Mac, get your link sent out. My friend, my pal, my buddy, I'll get this going. I got this, got this. Welcome TikTok, welcome YouTube, welcome Facebook. We'll be with you guys in just 1 second. Donnie Mac is a little slow on the link he sends out, so you got to give him a little bit of a minute. He's a little bit older guy, but he knows his sports a little bit at least.
Not really.
That's pretty
Not really.
accurate,
I'm just
honestly.
here.
He's
I'm
like
here
one
to
in
support
he's like 1 in 4
another
on
guy that
bets lately,
doesn't.
guys. So
Hey, I'm here to support another guy that knows even less than I do.
ooh, man, that's kind of harsh there, buddy. We starting it off, though. We are starting it off, Donnie Mac. You know what this is. This is 863 Sports Buzz. I am Marshentime over there. My partner over there, Donnie Mac. He's 1 in 4 for bets. We got another bet rolling. Listen, we love talking crap. We love talking smack. This is another sports episode, Donnie Mac. Where are we going to start? There's some finals going on, buddy. Where are we going?
Oh, we got to talk about. I mean, it doesn't matter which finals we talk about, the Stanley Cup or the NBA finals. Let's
Because you
talk
got
about
two teams of
Halliburton.
destiny. Two
Let's talk
teams of
about.
destinies.
Let's talk about. I don't know about two teams of destiny.
Listen, man, I'm just
Not
saying.
so
I'm
fast.
just
Not
saying.
so
Just
fast.
saying.
Don't
They seem to
don't
be
make
teams
me
of destiny.
torso you right off the rip. I will not lead torso you right off the rip. So not so fast, my son. Actually, I'm going to do it. Not so fast. So calm down there. Uh, we will talk about that first team that I think is going to get swept in the next 4 games, and that's the Indiana Pacers.
The next 4 games, he says. Oof, man.
They're going down.
Being
They're going
harsh.
down hotter than a
Being
hot
harsh for
potato,
that team of
Marshentime.
destiny. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's a bold statement. You're right, and that's a bold statement coming from the standpoint of looking at Tyrese Halliburton. How amazing
Yeah, I
this
mean,
guy
listen,
is.
man. You talking about one of the
This
most
is
clutch
the
players of
most
all time.
overrated player voted
Oof,
by
oof.
NBA players in the
Overrated, he
NBA
says. Overrated.
this year.
It was voted, which is kind of crazy to me.
It was a
I'm still
players
in
vote.
shock by that. I'm still in shock
And
by that.
the most clutch player, the guy that's the most overrated player, knocked out last round, and he had 2 clutch wins against him. He's had 4 this postseason.
Dude, I mean,
4
and
of them.
listen,
Are
the
4.
first team in NBA Finals history to come back from 9 points down
History.
with 3 minutes to go, Donnie Mac. What do you call that? You call that a team of destiny, Donnie Mac. This is a team of destiny, my friend. But you know what? Their destiny's going to end, I hate to tell you, in this series. I
It's the
agree
fourth
with you
time.
still.
It's
I
the
don't
fourth
see them
time.
winning it.
Mr. Martian, it's what was the stat we saw today? It was 4th or 7th time they were a 15-point deficit.
Yeah, I mean, if it was the fifth time,
Ooh-wee.
it's been crazy,
Yeah.
man. It's been crazy on
And
what they've
Tyrese
done.
Halliburton is the one that hit the dagger on every one of them.
Yeah, I mean, he does. He hits the daggers. He wins the games. Tyrese, I mean, it is Tyrese. How the most overrated player is showing up and showing out, man. Listen, when it comes to the clutch time, Tyrese seems to hit it, and he makes it look easy. I mean, it doesn't even matter. This guy, it doesn't matter who's guarding him, who's around him. He's hitting that shot. It's awesome. He hasn't missed one
All
yet.
I'm
Let's be
saying,
honest.
this, no, he hasn't actually. Well, he has missed one.
In the regular
He's
season,
12 or 13 for 14 combined. In the postseason, he has not missed. You're right.
dude,
He is 100.
that's insane. Let's be honest. That's absolutely insane.
Over? Are we overestimating OKC or are we underestimating Indiana? Because this New England Patriots against the wild card New York Giants in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Is
Ooh,
this
that's
what
a
we're
good
looking
point.
at?
That's a good
I
point.
mean,
But
it
there's a
is.
big difference here,
It is
Donnie Mac.
because
There's a big difference here. Big difference. Big difference. That was only one game series. Just saying. That was one game.
That is
We're
true.
talking a
That's
full
very, very true.
7-game series, and OKC will take this, but not in 5, as I said before last week. I did agree with you in 5. Now I'm changing it up. I'm going OKC in 6 because Indiana will steal a game at home.
That's got me kind of double questioning. My first thought, I'm still taking OKC to sweep the next 4, but I think that's wrong. I think that's going to be wrong, and I think you're right. This is
I
going to
know.
go
I'm
6
always right,
because
Donnie Mac. It's okay, buddy. Just say it.
OKC has always allowed a team, especially Denver, to come back and punch them in the mouth another way.
Very true.
And you know what Indiana has been doing all playoffs is when the opposing coach counters with a new tactic, Rick Carlisle countered again, and he punched him right in the mouth. And he said, "You know what? I'm experienced. I've been here, and I'm going to show you what's going to happen." And you know what, Marshentime? I think I'm underestimating Indiana, but I'm taking OKC in the next one.
No, listen, I'm agreeing with you. I'm taking OKC. I think we're overestimating OKC a little bit, but I think we are underestimating Indiana a little bit. So I kind of think if it evens out, they're going to be a little bit closer. But OKC still has, I feel a full step above Indiana. I'm putting Indiana at A tier. I'm putting OKC at S tier. I mean, they're much higher. 100%. They first forced 20 turnovers.
Yeah.
20 turnovers.
And you know what,
but that also worries me.
You know who's number 1 and number 2 in the NBA in committing turnovers?
I'm sure it's probably.
It's these 2 teams. OKC is number 1. Indiana is number 2. They commit the least amount of turnovers this season.
Not last night, because guess what?
What are you most worried about, though?
Listen, man, that's what worries me right there, though. 20 turnovers and Indiana still wins in OKC.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's kind of scary, honestly.
Crazy. That's what I'm saying.
That means OKC was not capitalizing. I don't know why. Listen,
another thing. Here supports that too, Marshentime. Exactly what you're saying. You saw what they did. You saw what Indiana and Rick Carlisle did. They let SGA, the MVP, do whatever the hell he wanted to do.
But they shut down everybody else.
And they shut down Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams. Nobody else
100%.
got anything. How does OKC? That's never happened to them. And neither one of these series that I've watched in these NBA playoffs, that's never happened to OKC. How do they respond here? How do they respond? That's the question, man.
Listen, man, I mean, they're going up against a great head coach in Rick Carlisle, and I think that is going to make a difference. That's why I'm saying Indiana steals the game at home. I think OKC's talent is going to push them over the edge, but Rick Carlisle's coaching and that team being together, that team fighting for their wins, they're going to steal another game at home. There's no doubt in my mind they steal a game in Indiana.
They're a bunch of role players. They don't have any stars. They're a bunch of role players, and Tyrese Halliburton, I think he's just been a benefactor of the situation. That's it. He's the point guard, and he's been their leader all year, so why not give the ball to your leader? Why would you give it to anybody else? Nobody else is saying
true.
You're not on fire or anything else except Neesmith. And we saw him go off.
Don't even talk about Naismith. We know we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to bring that up. We're not bringing that up.
That was the only series they would give the ball to anybody else. Other than that, Tyrese Halliburton's been the leader of this squad for the last couple of years. They have no standout players. This is a role-playing squad. This is how good Rick Carlisle is. So all they do, they're pawns. Rick Carlisle is the one playing chess. He's the king, okay? And he knows who to put the ball in the hands of. He knows how to draw it up, and these players are perfect to follow his instructions.
No, I mean, I 100% agree with you on that one, man. The finals is a thing of beauty to me, just because you see the coaching, you see the team efforts, you see all the stuff put together. Sometimes talent doesn't matter, man. And that's kind of what showed in Game 1. That was all coaching, all team effort. OKC better pick it up. All I gotta say is OKC better have that talent showcase in game 2 because they have the more talent. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows Indiana is not as talented as OKC, but they are better coached. They have the better coach. That coach is ready to do it. And guess what? I think their team chemistry is just a little bit better than OKC's because OKC relies a lot on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander opening up the other guys, and if he can't do it, Shea can't do it all. Shea's not going to beat every single team, every single game by himself. He can't do that. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
In a second, no, it's not happening. You're right. You're 100% right, Marshentime. That's what. So this could flip flop the series, Marshentime, and this could get a little crazier than what we think. This could be another victim of a 2012 OKC City Thunder making it to the finals and losing.
Yeah, I mean it's a good possibility. We could see it. But I'm taking OKC in 6. I just think the talent is just too much, man. Too much.
Yep. I agree with you on that one, Marshentime. But, that's a way to come out the gate and punch the team in the mouth as the best in the NBA. You know what I mean?
David, you weren't here last week, but Donnie Mack was saying how the Knicks should fire Tom Thibodeau. It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years. Tom Thibodeau's had his chances. He has one of the best rosters in basketball, and he just wasn't able to do it. I think Thibodeau had his chance. I mean, he didn't do it. He should have done more, and he left his players out on the court for almost the whole freaking game. You can't do that. You have a decent bench. Put them in. Let your guys rest. Let your guys take a breather. Oh man, I was just.
For some reason, I'm not picking it up on my side over here, but I get the gist of what you're saying, and yeah. You know what? I thought it was the right call, Marshentime. I told you that early on in the day before they actually did it. It was like 2 or 3 hours. I asked you, I said, what do they do, Marshentime? They have to fire Thibodeau, right? And that's what I said.
That's what they did.
Verbatim, exactly what I said, and that's what they did. I think that's the change they need. The question is, do they know the perfect person to put at the helm there for the Knicks? That's the question for me. I think I got the perfect individual. It's whether or not they could talk one of them out of the retirement and that knows that New York spotlight that can actually get them to the championship. You know what I mean, Marshentime? That's the question. Because they've had, 8 or 9 coaches in the last 15 years? Or 9 or 10 years?
They've had quite a few.
I mean, they're not stopping until they get the right coach. I think Avery Bradley, that coach Milwaukee, before they fired him for Doc Rivers, I think that was a horrible mistake. We both thought so when they did so. And I think he might be one of the perfect candidates for this. Or if they could talk Jason Kidd out of Dallas Mavericks, that guy knows how to get to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, did last year. My whole thing was Tom Thibodeau is a very defensive-minded coach. He's very defensive-minded. He's very, all on defense. His team is not built on defense. Karl Anthony Towns is about your best defender, honestly. And Cat is very susceptible to
run your guys 40 minutes a game.
100%. And Karl Anthony Towns is your best defender, but he's not going to do the shifty little guys that are like Bam Adebayo or these little guys like Pascal Siakam. He's not going to keep up with them. Then you have Jalen Brunson, who really is a hamper on defense, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't trust Jalen Brunson defending anybody in this league. Any decent player, man. I mean, he's not the guy. OG Anunoby is kind of good, but he's not the best. He'll give you a good solid 15, 20 minutes maybe on defense, but he's not going to do the whole game. Neither is Josh Hart. His team is not built on defense. His team is built on scoring the basketball. And you can't do that when you're out there 35, 37 minutes the whole freaking game, every single game, in a 7-game series. It's not going to work.
So, do you think they need to trade a couple of these key guys that they have, like a Mikal Bridges or a Josh Hart or an OG? I keep OG. That's a guy I keep.
I like OG. I like Josh Hart, honestly, man. I like this whole Josh team. This team put together, I think, could be very deadly if you put the right offensive-minded coach in there. That's my whole issue.
That's cool, but you got to have that defensive dog. You got to have not one, but you got to have at least 2 of them right? Look at what Boston did. They went out and got those 2 defensive dogs.
But you
They
know
went
what?
and
You
won
can
them the
always go out there
championship.
and get that, Donnie
Look
Mac.
what
Let's be
OKC's
honest.
doing. They've got a
That's
couple
what
of
happens.
defensive dogs. They've added
I
Alex
agree with that.
Caruso.
I agree with bringing somebody in. But like a couple years ago when the Warriors were making those runs, who'd they go get? They went and got a savvy veteran in
That's
Andre
true.
Iguodala. You can go and find those, man. A lot of these guys are going
But
to
he was
be,
a defensive
lost.
dog. That's my whole point.
Exactly. That's the whole thing, though. Go and pick one
was a
up.
dog.
Go pick up a veteran defensive player. They're out
Yeah.
there. You can go and get them. You can go and find them. They're not far in between. There's going to be quite a few in the free agency this year. I think Josh Giddey's going to be a free agent this year. Why not go looking to see if you can bring in Josh Giddey?
He will. You're going to have to pay $25 million a year for him.
I don't know, man.
I think he's worth it. I think he's worth every bit of it because he's a sharpshooter. He's proved that in Chicago this year. He's proved that in OKC before he left there that he can shoot the rock. When he's open, he could be a solid shooter, and I think he'll be a key piece for a championship team this year.
Ooh, that would be interesting, man. Listen, like you said, that you're going to have to pay him. Josh Giddey's going to be an interesting thing. But if I'm the Knicks, I'm looking for veteran leadership to bring in and to play that defensive 10, 15 minutes a game. That's what you need. You need somebody to come in there for 10 to 15 minutes. You don't need
Somebody
a big
like
game.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, man.
Whoa.
Greek freak.
Yeah, Giannis needs to be in the game 30 minutes a game every single night. I'm
Bring this
talking
guy in, and
veteran,
he clears up a
low-level
lot of
guy
that
here, man.
problem.
Come on now.
Get rid of-
Come on now. Who you
Here's
can get
a
rid of?
trade pick.
Who you can get rid of?
Here's a trade pitch. Get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. Give up a guy like Mitchell Robinson or a backup like
Listen,
that.
man,
a first
I
round
like
pick.
Mitchell Robinson at the end
I
of
like
the
him. Yeah.
If he keeps playing like that,
Who
he
else
may
you
be
give
your
up?
next
Mikal
defensive guy,
Bridges.
man.
You give up a guy, Mikal Bridges and Karl
Yeah.
Anthony Towns and a first round pick, and I think you get Giannis.
Oof, man, that's a tough one. But listen, Giannis has only got one more year, man.
No,
And
he's only got a year.
Milwaukee, they got to get something out of him because I don't think he's staying in Milwaukee. I think he's kind of gotten over it. They've run out of time. They've tried to help him, but they just haven't been able to, man. And I don't see Giannis staying in Milwaukee if they don't trade him this year. I really don't, unless they make a deep run in the playoffs or they bring in somebody to actually help him. I don't see it happening.
Yeah. They would have to bring in somebody else because we both know that Dame is not coming back this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's done for the year, which is kind of rough.
Tough year for Dame. You know I was a big Dame fan. And
Of course,
those
we always
two,
have.
Those two, and you asked me before they started playing together if I thought they were going to be a top 5 duo
Yep.
in the NBA, and I said yes. I think they would be better than D Wade and LeBron, and they were on track to do that. Marshall.
They were not on track to be
They
a
were
D
on
Wade
track.
and LeBron. You
Marshall
are out
track.
of your mind.
They had 1
No,
year
sir.
together.
We are not going into that.
They
No.
had a year and a half together. Listen to this. And
This man's been drinking too much
scoring-wise,
already.
offensively, they teamed up to score the most in their time together, more than anybody in the history of the NBA.
That's because they don't have anybody else around them, Donnie Mac. Don't be giving me that garbage. Don't you dare. Hey, put them
just saying.
in the same
I'm just saying.
sentence as D Wade and LeBron.
Fact.
Because D Wade and LeBron, they made tremendous plays. They won championships together, Donnie Mac.
wasn't
They
because
went
of
to
everybody
4
else around
consecutive finals.
Ray Allen
Get
and
outta
Chris
here.
Paul.
Get out of here. Listen, buddy. I'm not saying they didn't have people around them.
No.
But what I'm saying is Dame
You just
and
said
Giannis.
that because
No,
they have.
no. Hey. I said because Dame and Giannis don't have anybody around them, they're making it look
Yeah.
like they're putting
That's
up more
why
numbers.
You mentioned the scoring is considered, and they beat
Get outta
D-Wade
here.
and LeBron
Get-
in scoring.
get-
as a-
Donnie
as a
Mac,
duo.
if you're putting D Wade and LeBron even close to Dame and Giannis, I'm sorry, buddy. You're out of your freaking mind, Donnie Mac. Out of your mind, sir.
I said they were on pace to do so. Is what I said.
Get out of here. Get out of here with
That's what
that
I
garbage. Get out of here with
That's
that
what I
garbage.
said.
Listen, you see there's a D Wade card right
They
there,
were.
Donnie Mac.
They
That
were.
ain't close, buddy. It ain't close.
Look at the stats,
Flash
man.
is one of the most underrated
Look at the
or shooting
stats.
guards of all time, buddy. He was a
at the
great
stats.
point guard, a great shooting guard. He did it all. Flash was the guy. He could ball handle. He was better than Damian Lillard. Get out of here with that garbage, buddy. Get out of here.
Fuck at it. Been
close.
drinking something like
Honestly, I always have because it's courtesy of Doug Martin, buddy.
Hey, I know you had been sipping on Mama's cough syrup.
Listen, buddy. All I gotta say is, Damian Lillard and Giannis is not even close to a duo of LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. It's not even close. Not.
Well, not now, and they will never be because
Nope.
they won't have enough time together.
No, they
Gonna
never
be
will
gone,
be.
and Dame Lillard,
They never had a chance to
I
be.
expect Dame
Never had a
honest with
chance
you,
to be.
To be honest with you, I expect Dame to retire before he even comes
Ooh,
back.
okay.
I really do. I honestly do.
That,
I was
that may
reading
be a
that the other
possibility.
day, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
It really does.
I wouldn't say anything against that one.
Well, that's if Giannis leaves. If Giannis stays, he's going to try and heal and come back. But if Giannis leaves, that's going to kill Damian's hopes. He doesn't have enough time left in his career, and
Okay.
he knows he's going to be fucked. So why try and I just take my money and run.
All right, I respect it. Donnie Mac, we're jumping into a new sport. We've talked our NBA. We've stuck in with our guts, and I'm still sticking with OKC, but I'm going with 6. You're going with 5. We're jumping into the next final series, and another comeback for the ages, and another team of destiny, buddy. But this team of destiny is going to win it all. They're winning their first Stanley Cup, and first for Canada in over 50 years. Donnie Mac, give me the Edmonton Oilers. Come back from a 3-1 in the third period and win it in overtime 4-3. Donnie Mac, what did you see in that game?
What I saw was Connor McDavid and Drysdale doing exactly what Edmonton planned on them doing. When Drysdale was hurt last year, you remember, he didn't have that Batman Robin, because this is a true Batman Robin duo of the NHL right here. McDavid, Drysdale, and then Skinner, backing him up, being the Joker back there. So I'll tell you this: what I saw was absolute magic. Them coming back for their 7th comeback this postseason in the NHL. Absolutely phenomenal Marshentime. I've got the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers' 3rd straight year being there. They know what they're doing.
100%.
With Edmonton there for their 2nd year, it looks like they upgraded. It looks like they upgraded. And Marshentime, to tell you the truth, I don't have any doubt for them. I think this will go 7 all the way. I'm taking Florida because of their physicality. I think they're going to wear Edmonton down. But in that first game, it didn't look like they scared them at all.
Donnie Mac, I'm sorry, but you know what? I think you're out of your mind, buddy. Because here's the problem with that, buddy. Edmonton wins game 1. Edmonton's going to win tonight and take game 2. You're right. The Florida Panthers are going to wear them down a little bit. They're taking the next 3. But who else but the shining star in the NHL, the best player in the world, Connor McDavid, is going to step up in game 6 and have 2 goals by himself and 2 assists in game 6. And then game 7 is going to be one for the ages. We're talking Bob. We're talking Skinner. We're talking 35 saves each. And we're talking Connor McDavid scoring with less than 2 minutes to go in the 3rd period for them to lift the Stanley Cup up over his head for the first time and give Canada that Stanley Cup trophy, buddy. Telling you right now, buddy. You good there, Donnie Mac?
Yeah.
All right. What is going on here?
I was trying to get on our YouTube page, but apparently I don't know how. But okay, who cares? Marshentime.
I got it up there, buddy.
I get your enthusiasm on it. What I don't get is you're a Florida Panthers fan.
I am a Florida Panther fan, 125%.
That's what I don't understand.
But I am also a sports fan, Donnie Mac. I am also the sports. Oh my! Don't even start this with me, sir. Because guess what? I seen Connor McDavid last year. He waited until every single one of his teammates went in that locker room after they lost Game 7. He stayed on the ice the whole time, buddy. You know what that shows to me? Leadership, dedication, and a will to win. He is ready to win this year. He doesn't want to be doing that again this year. It's going to make a difference. I'm telling you right now, in the back of his mind, he does not want that to happen. And the Florida Panthers have not seen the real Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid is going to show up and do his thing. I'm telling you, man, this guy is going to take it to the next level and show everybody why he is the best player in the NHL and in the world today.
Hey, Marshentime, one more speech like that, and you might convince yourself, man. I think you got one more in you, man.
I've already convinced it, buddy. It's already gonna happen, Donnie Mac. That's all I gotta say, buddy. That's all I gotta say.
You know, what I gotta say is, I hope they stay healthy.
Oh, they'll stay healthy. Don't worry about that, buddy.
Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, I hope they stay healthy through this whole series because we both know that they've had an issue with that in the past. But one thing I'll say is Skinner at the goalie. We watched him last year in the Stanley Cup. The guy's pretty good.
Oh, he's terrific. Stuart Skinner is a great guy, but so is playoff Bob. I mean, Bob is one of the greatest goalies of all time, I think, at this point. But guess what?
Playoff Bob.
I'm telling you, man, he's playing against Connor McDavid. That's all I got to say.
And they have lost the Stanley Cup before, so they're no strangers to that.
They have.
And you know what? It amazes me. Florida knows what they're doing. Edmonton, they don't
100%.
have an identity. When you come out in game one like that, you establish an identity. Most of the
Yep.
time, gives you all the momentum in the world right there
Yep.
on an away ice. Coming back home, you snag another one down here in Florida.
Those in Edmonton. So we're in Edmonton right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but listen, buddy. Here's Donnie Mac. I know you're a guy of history. You know that. You know me. You like your history.
Not really.
Oh no, sir. There's been multiple times on this podcast where you bring up the history and you're going with the history. You have said it multiple times, buddy. Donnie Mac, I asked you this question today. You didn't really know it, but I'm going to ask you, who do you think the teams were that the last time, back-to-back years, the team won over the same team in the NHL Stanley Cup?
Marshentime. Damn it with this question again.
Who do you think it was?
Only thing I know that was between like 07 and 2010.
No, it was way later than that, buddy. That was the last time it happened. But one team won. We get 1 year, one team won the other. I'm talking back-to-back wins, bud.
Oh, that was the Lightning back-to-back wins.
No,
I thought
sir. I'm talking about the same team back-to-back wins. It's happened 12 times in the NHL that back-to-back years the two teams have met in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Was Vegas one of them?
Vegas was one, but they won one and lost one. The last team to win 2 straight years against the same team, we have to go all the way back to 1977 and 78, Donnie Mac. You're talking over 50 years ago, buddy. You're talking the New York Islanders against the Boston Bruins. They took down the Boston Bruins back-to-back years. That is the last time it's happened. It's happened 5 times since then, Donnie Mac. But every single time, they each won one. That's how hard it is to win back-to-back years against the same team. It doesn't happen very often, Donnie Mac. It's only happened twice in the 12 times in the NHL Stanley Cup.
So Florida can make history right here.
So they could. They could be the third team out of 13 now at this point. And the first time in over 60 years.
Things of destiny. You're talking about things of destiny. Florida might have destiny.
They might, but they're not the ones who have come back 7
Give me more
times.
fuel for my energy, man.
They're not the ones who have come back in 7 games in this NHL playoffs. That's all I gotta say, man. All I gotta say. And they don't have
Do what?
the best player in the world. That's all. So that's it. They don't have the best player in the world. They
Leon
haven't come back
Draisaitl.
7 times. Jesus, don't even start with me, buddy. We all know who the best player in the world is, and it is not Leon Draisaitl. Because it is
Let me
going to
ask
be.
you this.
Go ahead. Ask away, buddy. Ask away.
Let me ask you this.
Hit me with
I'm
it.
going to slide into another sport real quick.
All
Derek
right.
Carr has retired.
He's
right?
retired.
You know that.
Yep.
And he retired before the season and before
Yep.
accepting $30 million to ride the bench for the New Orleans Saints.
Yep.
And he came out publicly because somebody was pressing him in the press, and he came out publicly. They said, "Why did you do that?" And he said, "Because I didn't want to take their money and ride the bench, knowing I wasn't going to play." He goes, "It's over for me. You know, we gave it a shot, whatever." But do you believe what he's saying? Do you respect what he's saying if you do believe it? Or what are your thoughts on that?
You know, Derek Carr
Looks
has
like
had
he ended up-
such a weird career, to be fair. He got
He
stuck in
has,
Oakland.
just like his brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just except his brother threw a lot more interceptions.
Yeah, David.
But listen, Derek Carr.
He was the opening franchise quarterback for the Houston Texans.
He was.
Let's be fair.
He was. But
He had to run for his life for the first 9 years there. You know.
Derek Carr was one of those guys who you could see had the potential, had the arm strength, had the mind. He just never really had the team around him to help him or develop him. There was no really great coaching to develop him or anything that kind of helped guide him in the right direction. I think he could have been a great quarterback if he was in the right systems and the right coaching. But, I mean, it just happens that way. You know what? You got to accept the fact that he's done. He's retired. I don't blame him for what he's done, you know, I mean, because he's not going to play. They're going to play their young guys. They're going to see what they got. And they have to. They got to see what they got because at this point their team is in rebuilding. They don't have anybody fantastic. I mean, they have Alvin Kamara, and that's about it. You know, Chris Olave always seems to get hurt every single year. So why do you trust on having him even in your lineup? It's just one of those things. I don't see it happening going too far. I don't see Tyler Stowe is going to be the savior either. I think they're going to have to go back in the draft this year and try to get another. Yeah, Spencer Rattler definitely was not a savior. But neither is Tyler Stowe, who they drafted the second highest quarterback drafted in this draft. So, still weird about that one.
Weird. Very weird. But that was my only, because when that's pretty cool of him.
Yeah,
to actually
listen,
do that.
I respect
on the
it.
surface, that's
To be
pretty
fair,
cool.
he's made his money too, so I mean.
Either way you look at it, you know, he's not accepting the money this year. He
True.
can't because he's come out with the announcement before OTAs and everything. So that's absolutely stand up. I've always liked Derek Carr. You know that.
Yep.
I've always thought he was a decent quarterback. And you know what? You nailed it on the head. I never really thought about that way. You nailed it on the head. He never really had that quarterback coach he needed.
No.
He never had it.
Never had the team behind him. Never had.
It's like getting stuck in Cleveland. All these good quarterbacks we see getting stuck in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Now they've got the best quarterback coach they've ever had in Cleveland, and Joe Flacco. That's the only reason why he's there. Let's be real. With 2 rookies and Joe Flacco there, that's the only reason why Joe Flacco's there. Let's be real.
They got Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. That's going to be an interesting quarterback room.
And if they're smart, though, I mean, I think we all know Joe Flacco's going to start.
Yeah, he has to.
He has to. Right? Yeah.
You know, I mean, Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur are definitely not ready. We've seen that in college. You know, Dylan Gabriel getting blown out by Texas the last game. Shedeur Sanders never even winning a big game, honestly. But he has the arm talent. Maybe we can see what happens. But you know, Joe Flacco, if they go crazy, maybe Kenny Pickett will start. Maybe they're trying to go for the number 1 overall pick. I don't know at this point.
Well, shit, they had the number 2 overall pick this time, didn't they?
Number 3 overall. No,
Three
was it
overall.
number 2? No, it was. Yeah, they did have the number 2. They traded it to Jacksonville. That's what it was.
Yeah,
You're right.
traded to Jacksonville.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I mean, they can't be going after that. I mean, they have.
Maybe they didn't like any of the quarterbacks here, though. Let's be honest, man.
Yeah,
There wasn't a big draft class this week here in quarterbacks. I really don't think there was anybody that really stood out to me this year. You know, I don't really mind what they did.
I really don't think Cam Ward is that quarterback either. I really don't. I don't think he's going to have a C.J.
I don't know,
Stroud,
man. I don't know.
Daniels type season. I really don't, Marsh.
Here's
What do
my
you
problem
think?
with Cam Ward.
How do you?
Cam Ward was so nonchalant and worrying in Miami. But, man, this guy's got some arm talent. He's got some escapability. And he's got a pretty good mind. My issue is, again, he's in Tennessee. They don't have the weapons. We've seen what happens every time Tennessee drafts a quarterback. They don't develop well. That's my whole issue. These teams are not developing these quarterbacks well. A lot of times they're just throwing them to the wolves. That's not a good thing for these rookie quarterbacks. Most rookie quarterbacks do not do well in the NFL. We've seen it over and over and over again. Yeah, one may do well for 1 year. You know, Jaden Daniels did good. Caleb Williams looked absolutely atrocious this year because he was in Chicago. Yeah. You know, just because one guy has a breakout year, Bo Nix looked okay. You know, he didn't do anything spectacular. Bo Nix wasn't anything fancy. I don't like rookie quarterbacks starting in the NFL. The NFL is a huge difference than college football. Listen, you're going up against now the best of the best in every single position. You're not going in college football where, you know, they may have 5, 6 great players. You're going to every single player on this NFL team deserves to be an NFL player. It's a big difference than college football. There's 117 Division I teams in college football. There's 32 NFL teams. There's 52 players. It's a big difference. There's only 22 starters on every team. It's a big difference than 22 starters on 117 teams down to 32. It's a big difference.
X Naked Waggle Z Pop Z Route 982 on 3.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's a big difference. I don't like rookie quarterbacks starting ever.
Hey, you went in the room on us there, Coach. Man, the only thing you was missing was the damn chalkboard behind you.
Listen, man, it gets me fired up because you think about it. College, there's only so many people that get drafted. There's only so many people that play in the NFL. A lot of people get drafted. A lot of people don't play in the NFL. They still never make a real game. They still never play in a big game. Because these players play for 15, 20 years nowadays. You're playing the best of the best. It's a big difference stepping in to those defensive coordinators who know everything about you and study you and everything else. It's a big difference in the NFL than it is to college football to me.
So let me ask you this while we're talking about a little bit of NFL right now. Is now Kansas City has won the AFC West for the last 9 years straight. Do they reign king in that division, or are they going to lose that division?
No, they're winning again this year.
They're going to win it again this year?
They're going to win again this year. Unless Patrick Mahomes gets hurt.
Improved Oakland and improved Denver.
Oh, yeah, they're great. They're improved. Woohoo, whoop-de-doo. Guess what? They keep improving, but Kansas City has one thing that nobody else does, so,
Chargers team, yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So
they're going to win the division.
They've already won the division. Just lock it up now. As long as there's no injuries. As long as there's no injuries. I'm not counting injuries here because we can't account for injuries. If Patrick Mahomes goes down, then that whole division gets flip-flopped, and I don't know what could happen.
Would that be the worst injury in the NFL? If Patrick Mahomes
I think if Patrick Mahomes goes down, Kansas City goes down with him.
Would that be the worst injury in the NFL, or somebody else in the NFL gets hurt?
I would have to say that's probably him or Josh Allen are going to be your two biggest drop-offs.
Or Lamar. I think Lamar might.
Baltimore has the talent around him, though, with Derrick Henry and that offensive line. I think they would be okay. Kansas City doesn't have that running back. Buffalo doesn't really have that running back. At least Baltimore has Derrick Henry, man. So I feel like that's a little bit different.
The whole NFL, as fans, everybody, That would, yeah, those are two good picks right there, Marshentime. It really
Thank you,
is
thank
good.
you. That's what I'm
Player of
talking
the year
about.
this year, Marshentime. Give me an early comeback player of the year. I was thinking about this earlier.
We already know who the
So this,
comeback player of the year is going to be, buddy. We already know who it's going to be. It's going to be that guy in San Francisco. He's off the Madden cover, Donnie Mac. The Madden curse struck
exactly.
again. Donnie Mac, it's going to be the main guy in CMC. I got his card up here. There's dude somewhere. His card's up there. He's got a graded card up there. Christian McCaffrey is going to be that guy in comeback player of the year. But listen, bud, what I just brought up, the Madden curse, Donnie Mac, is it real?
I don't think so. No, I don't think
It's
so.
happened a lot, Donnie Mac.
Happened
It's
a lot,
happened an awful lot.
but it has not happened every year. I'll
It's
tell you
happened
this.
most years, bud. All right,
I,
so here's my question: if Saquon goes down this year, is the Madden curse real?
I don't think so, man. I'm not that
Ooh,
kind of superstitious. Now, if we
ooh,
were talking about baseball, maybe I might go with it, but
ooh,
I just don't. I
ooh.
don't buy into that. I really don't.
Donnie
I just
Mac. I
don't
mean,
buy.
I'm just saying, man, the
The
Madden
only
curse
reason
is
why I say
crazy.
that, the only reason I say that is look at the year. I think it may have been 24,
Hmm.
23, 22. The year that Tom Brady won the Super Bowl, they had Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes both on the cover together.
Donnie Mac. I'm
So
just
that
gonna look at this, buddy, right here. I'm going back and I'm looking at some of the years. All right, the only one. So we had last year was Christian McCaffrey. Of course, he got cursed. The year before that was Josh Allen.
he
He
got
did not
hurt.
get hurt. You're correct.
No,
The year before that was John Madden. You can't really count that. The year before that was Tom Brady, but then he retired, so you can't really count that one.
oh bullshit. You can count
How can you count it? He didn't play the next year. You
that. Well,
can't count that.
come on.
Get out of here. He didn't play.
Patrick Mahomes was the other one on that one. On the
Yeah,
special.
I think he will. Yeah, Then before that, you're talking 2019, Antonio Brown, cursed. The year before that, Rob Gronkowski got hurt, cursed. Odell Beckham didn't
He
get hurt
always
that
got
year.
hurt though. I mean, he
Maybe
always got
you're kind
hurt.
of
To be
right.
fair, he got every single season he played, he got hurt.
All right, all right. Then you had Adrian Peterson though, who got suspended that year.
He
Then
got
you had
suspended.
Calvin Johnson, who
Not a hurt.
retired the next year.
Yeah.
You
See,
had Peyton
that's all.
Hillis, who got hurt the next year.
That's all BS.
Drew
Just
Brees, who got hurt the next year.
all BS.
Larry Fitzgerald and Troy Polamalu. Troy Polamalu got hurt that year.
So Larry didn't. He went to the
Brett
Super Bowl.
Favre got hurt the next year. Vince Young got hurt the next year.
Brett Favre was
Sean
old.
Alexander got hurt the next year. Dude, I'm telling you, it looks a little bit suspicious. But
Maybe back
it's
in the
pretty
90s
bad.
it did, but not in the last 10 years, no.
In the last 10 years, but to be fair, the last 10 years has been McCaffrey, Josh Allen, John Madden, Tom Brady, I mean, who retired. You can't really
That's
count
true.
that. And Lamar Jackson. And then it was Patrick Mahomes, the one that was Patrick Mahomes. And then it was Antonio Brown, hurt. Tom Brady, that was another one. Rob
So
Gronkowski. So in the last
in the
10 years,
last 10, they might
4
have
of the
3
10.
that got hurt.
4 of the 10 got hurt.
Okay. Not a good track record.
I'm just saying, man, it's a little bit weird. But
Not real.
other than quarterbacks, Donnie Mac, almost every single one has been hurt.
It's the NFL, Marshentime. It happens every year. Somebody gets
But
hurt. and
every
it's more
single
than
one,
player.
except for a quarterback, has
More
been
than
hurt.
one player every year. It's more than one player.
Donnie
every
Mac,
year.
I'm just
Somebody
saying,
goes
man.
down. The
Just saying,
NFL.
buddy.
That's why you got new rules every year, Marshentime.
NFL
There's no
curse.
curse
The
to it.
Madden curse, buddy. It is going to be the Madden curse. Be careful taking Saquon Barkley in that fantasy football draft of yours, guys, because it's going to be the Madden curse. I'm
Yeah,
calling
well,
it this
you
year.
got this
Saquon
last
sits
year.
out 3 games this year.
If Saquon or CFC was going to be the man.
Listen,
You
man,
think about this last year.
It
He was one of
happens,
my
you know.
fantasy teams,
Hey,
right?
Listen, we didn't get screwed. We still got we get third place. We got third place. I don't want to hear it.
Man, oh man. CMC.
This guy. Listen, we're jumping into the next thing, Donnie Mac. We're jumping into baseball.
Let's do it. Baseball.
Baseball, where do you want to start, Donnie Mac? We love some baseball. We've seen some great games coming on lately. I don't even know how to.
Start with pitch.
Pitching? All right. Did you see the big news? Arizona's ace, Caleb, going down for the year. Did you see that? Tommy John surgery.
Yep. Yep. Did see that. I did see that.
That's pretty big for Arizona because Arizona was looking pretty good, man. Now, well, there he goes. What do we see about that? Do we see pitching? We know how important it is. Is that going to mean Arizona can catch up with it? Can they stay? Can they stay relevant?
Well, my question is, after Iglesias, I mean, with Atlanta, yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think Arizona's going to keep pace. Not in that division. Not in that division. There's too many good teams. You talk about LA, Arizona, all in the same division. Marshentime. It's really, really hard to keep pace with that kind of division with no pitch. You're going to have to pitch. LA is a little different. Your Dodgers, you're a little bit different because of the payroll and the players you got. You got 5 former MVPs on your payroll. So I mean, you're doing pretty well for your LA. San Diego, I mean, they just been pinching by. Their pitching has been shoddy and it's going downhill. So they're about to give up in that division right there. I mean, they do have Kelly, Miro Kelly. Arizona does, and he's got like a 3-run ERA right now, maybe a 290 something. If it is over 3 runs, it's like a 333. But that's a positive sign for them. I mean, and then you got Corbin Carroll, which is another, and then you're talking about Suarez, your third baseman, who's pounding the ball. So I wouldn't give up hope, but they can't sustain for too long. They better call up one of their young guys.
Okay, that's what they're 500 right now. They're 7 games back of the Dodgers. They're gonna have to do something, man. They're in the National League West. We all see that the West is the strongest division right now. I don't see them coming back. I see them falling really far down, honestly, without that ace. I see him drop. I don't see him dropping Rockies low, of course, but maybe Marlins low because the Marlins are looking pretty bad right now too. So the Marlins just got swept by the Rockies guys. So woohoo! The Rockies won 3 games. They're up to 12. They're at 194 percentage right now. They are so
Kelly's
bad.
ERA is a 343. I just looked it up.
343. All right.
And he just shut out Atlanta, striking out 8 in the process, only walking 1. Like I said, only giving up 1 hit and 7. So, I mean, they don't have a bad pitching staff in Arizona. So it's not horrible. Not to cut you off here, Marshentime. What do you think about 37-year-old Craig Kimbrell? Now, Iglesias, we just watched the other day on the tube. He was a part of that. We watched them get their butt beat and give up 5 or 6 runs in the last 2 innings.
7 runs in the 9th inning. They were down 6 runs in the 9th, and you can't get 3 outs. Absolutely atrocious.
Iglesias came in, their closer, and gave up the last. What was it?
He gave up 5. I think he was 5 of them.
Last 3 or 5 runs, whatever. He got the loss, though. He got the blown save, the whole 9 yards. And now, what Atlanta's done, they've gone back to their 37-year-old closer that was in Baltimore last year. He had a 5-run ERA in Baltimore. He's carrying a 2-run ERA right now in AAA. But they picked up the contract, Atlanta, of Craig Kimbrell.
Listen, I mean, you got to try something. You got to try something. Because Iglesias is not it, man.
Exactly. That's where I was going.
You got to try something.
It's unclear what he's going to do. He's going to be a setup. They're going to use him somehow.
100%. I mean, you have to try something.
They got to gain some momentum. Because Spencer Strider's got a 5-run ERA since he's been back. He's given up a minimum of 5 runs in the last 2 starts. I mean, having Ozzy Albies back is absolutely, and Ronald Acuna is absolutely tremendous to this lineup. Got to do something, man. Let's talk about pitching. Yeah. Spencer Strider.
They got to.
Is he ever going to get his form back? Marshentime. They have to do something. They have to do something.
They do, and that's what they're trying. I mean, what can you say? Because the Braves were a lot of teams. I mean,
Chris Sale
win. They were, I mean, Chris Sale even. Well, Chris Sale's getting up there in age too. I can't really
But
blame
he's
anything
woke
on
up.
Chris Sale. But he
In
has. He's
his
been
last
looking a little bit
5
better.
games,
So
he's only got a 2-run ERA for the season. He's got a 2.93 ERA. So,
yeah. Well,
and
problem
in his
is
last
the problem is they got to
5
start winning. They're
starts
2-8 in
combined,
their
he's only
last
given
10.
up
So
5 runs.
yeah,
Huh?
well they're 2-8 in their last 10 though. They got to start doing something, man. They got to
Oh
make a
yeah, yeah.
turnaround now. Otherwise, the Mets are going to start blowing them out of the water, man. Because right now the Mets are they're hitting their stride. You know, Juan Soto's finally starting to hit the ball, and man, with
Starting
that
to
Pete
hit the ball.
Alonso,
Yes,
Juan
sir.
Soto mid lineup, man, that's the meat of the lineup. That's a scary thing to face. You're throwing to
What's
Juan
bad
Soto,
is
then you're throwing to Pete. Oh man, that's scary.
Francisco
Yeah, and Lindor. Yeah,
Lindor just
yep.
broke his big toe though. So their key
He broke
leadoff
his
guy.
big toe. I
So
did not hear that one.
he fouled one off of his toe and he broke his big toe. So I don't think it's going to hold him out very long, but it could.
Yeah, that's a pretty good thing. Donnie Mac, though, what do you think about the Cubs?
I think
Hang on?
that they have
Here's my question: contender or pretender? Chicago Cubs.
contenders. They're
Contender.
definitely contenders.
I like it.
And and I say that on they're a contender predicated on offense and defense alone, not pitching.
Okay.
Pitching is their weakest point. They're using some guys that are through a tough NL. Uh, the National League is tough right now in offense, and they are very very tough. And they're using guys like Colin Ray, Matthew Boyd, these guys
Yep.
that you've never really heard of, and they're going 6 innings. Sometimes they give up 5 runs. Sometimes they
Oh,
don't give up any runs. Um,
my
most of the
camera
time,
went
but
out.
their offense alone, they've got 5 batters that's got 10 home runs or better alone. That is
No,
phenomenal.
you're 100% right. I messed up my camera.
They lead the Major League Baseball in RBIs right
Oh, see, Donnie Mac knowing something I don't even know. That's a good thing to see. See, Donnie Mac does know something. Now, while we're doing that pretender contender, Donnie Mac, give me pretender contender. Give me the Padres, buddy. What do you think of the Padres?
I think they are pretenders. I honestly do. I
Okay.
just don't think this is the team that we expected to see. Jose Arias is not doing what we thought he was going to do when he went to San Diego. Um, Jackson Merrill is the shining light there. Xander Bogaerts is fell off. He's old. Manny
Good thing.
Machado is just not doing what Manny normally does. Jackson Merrill is the best part of that there. Their pitching has fell off. Kolick has fell off this later half of this season. He was very phenomenal in his first 4 starts. Dylan Cease, he's starting to bounce back a little bit. We'll know tonight. I think he's pitching tonight. We'll see what he does tonight. I'm not a believer in this team. Offensively, they can make up a little bit, and that's why they're where they're at right now. Because offensively, they've been doing well, but defensively, we know how Manny used to play defense. He doesn't play defense like that.
True, true. It looks like my camera has officially broke, so I guess I'm going to be black screen now.
Oh, way to go, Cody.
That's not my fault. My camera just decided to shut off on me, and I don't know what's going on. So, Donnie Mac, is there anything else you want to talk about before we say goodbye to everybody? Because now that my camera's off, it kind of looks a little weird. I mean, I don't mind being black screen, so.
What did you do to your camera,
I
bro?
don't know. It just broke. It decided to shut off on me. I tried to replug it in, and it's not. The lights won't turn on now, so I'm gonna have to do some camera fixing, I guess.
Way to go, Marshentime. Now we're good. We can get out of here. We can let the folks go until next week. We'll catch them back here at the
Yeah,
same time.
hopefully I'll have a new camera back by then, guys. Because I've never had this happen before.
Call in the IT team. Bring in the righty.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll have it fixed before next week. Donnie Mac,
Uh-huh.
sign us off.
Okay, Marshentime. Hopefully you'll have that next week at the same time on Saturday, 7:30 Eastern. Marshentime back here with the camera. We can see his ugly mug. You'll see Donnie Mac here. You can watch Facebook Podcast here live. on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Peace.
Peace.